Jason with the Zaleski Sports Show, and it is time for the Hillers True Value pregame show. Hillers True Value is your Milwaukee Tool headquarters. Hillers True Value, located on South Central Avenue in Marshfield. Again, your Milwaukee Tool headquarters right here in Marshfield. No trades needed. Pricing, you can't even believe it. You got to get down there and see it. All kinds of other things going on down there too. I mentioned just all the different things that you could ever want. Little things all the way up to the big things. Heated jackets, tools, batteries, right on anything pens. And that's why Hillers True Value is your Milwaukee Tool headquarters. Again, located on South Central Avenue in Marshfield. Hillers True Value. On with the show. And holiday tournaments are abound. Man, oh man, everywhere. Crisscrossing all corners of Wisconsin, even right here, as we begin to watch and prepare for your game coming up here in just a minute in this holiday tournament. And we've got tournaments everywhere in D.C. Everest. How about in Stevens Point at the Quant Fieldhouse, over in Marshfield and in Auburndale. And live streams are available all weekend long, and highlights. We got all those 4 tournaments covered, plus some. So make sure to stay tuned. Tell your friends right now where you found this live stream, and they can come on and join us here. And then make sure to remind them and yourself, check out highlights of this game and others at the Zaleski Sports Network all over the place. So let's start with Owen Withy, girls basketball. Coach Al Goodman racked up his 700th win just last week. He is now the all-time winningest girls basketball coach in Wisconsin history. Congratulations again, Al Goodman. Those highlights of that winning game are out there and available for you now, so you can check those out. And let's just stay right with girls basketball, and we'll check in with rankings all across the state of Wisconsin. Division I, number 1 ranked Milwaukee King. 7-1 is Milwaukee King. Now, new coaches poll is going to be out next week. This one with the holiday is a little bit overlapped, so I may interject here every now and then, so just stay with me. Number 2, number 1 ranked Beaver Dam in Division 2. Over in Division 3, number 1 ranked Marshall, and Marshall is playing in the Century Classic, and we'll get to see a little bit about Marshall on our live streams and our highlights over the weekend, so stay tuned for that. And Amherst. How about the Amherst Falcons girls over in Division 3, ranked number 4, and they are just doing it. They come in with a record of 6-1, and we're going to see Amherst a couple times over the weekend as well. In Division 4, now listen, number 1 ranked Aquinas. Okay, get that out of the way. Here's what I think though. The number 5 ranked Colby Hornets. Colby may be one of the best teams in the entire state, regardless of division. If you get a chance, and I know that you will, go check out the Colby Hornets in action, live and in person. And we'll show you live streams, we'll show you highlights, and we've already seen highlights of the Colby Hornets this year. They are a sight to be seen in person. Grab your popcorn and get ready. The Colby Hornets, I think, are on the fast track to Green Bay in the state tournament. We'll see, though. We'll see. They got to prove me right, and I think that they might, though. And then over in Division 5, number 7 ranked Newman Catholic, up from number 10. And then the Assumption Royals still hanging around. Now, they sputtered a little bit over the last 10 days. Perhaps so, back on their winning ways. I know they racked up a win the last time they took the court. And the girls at Assumption come in at number 8. Over on the boys' side, number 1 in Division 1, Sussex Hamilton, and all kinds of other teams in the Madison-Milwaukee area. It's just not fair having all those teams down there, those Division 1 teams. Division 2, number 1 ranked Nicollet, and a bunch of other Green Bay, lacrosse, and some Milwaukee teams fill out the Division 2 top 10. In Division 3, Martin Luther, ranked number 1. Wisconsin Dells ranked number 7, and they're a team to watch as you watch boys basketball here in Wisconsin. Recommend you take a look at the team from Wisconsin Dells. Over in Division 4, number 3 ranked Marathon Red Raiders tripped up twice in the last week. Once by Auburndale and once by Stratford. I would expect both Stratford and Auburndale to make an appearance in these rankings here any day now. And the number 3 ranked Marathon Red Raiders, probably going to dip a little bit. We'll see if they are able to stay in the top 10. That is in question right now after, again, they got tripped up twice in conference. There would be some thought about these conference teams battling out. But anyway, Marathon Red Raiders, for the time being, ranked number 3. And then over in Division 5, number 1 ranked Sheboygan Lutheran, and they flip-flopped with Columbus Catholic, Marshfield's Columbus Catholic. And I would expect those two teams probably flip-flop 1 and 2 all year. Probably not going to matter where they're ranked. Both those teams prepped to make deep runs in the postseason. Almond Bancroft comes in at number 6, so that's all Division 5 action going on there. And lots of stuff going to happen here. A lot of teams are going to come in and out of these rankings throughout the year. And we'll, as these pregame, next week's Hiller's True Value pregame show, we'll go in depth a little bit more about teams to watch that are unranked and teams maybe that are a little bit inflated in these rankings. So stay tuned for that. All right, let's take a look at basketball standings from around the area, starting in girls basketball in the Central Wisconsin South. Pacelli Cardinals are atop the Central Wisconsin South with a perfect 4-0 mark. They're 6-1 overall, and the Pacelli Cardinals definitely got a lot of stuff going on there, and they're a team to watch for sure this year. And I think they've got some big things coming. Coach Jowling and the rest of the girls got things working down there in Pacelli. In the Clover Belt East, I already mentioned the Colby Hornets. Of course, they're 9-0 undefeated, and they're on top of the Clover Belt East at a 7-0 mark. Right behind them, Neelsville. Now, Colby took care of Neelsville up in Colby mid-December, and there's a rematch coming over in Neelsville. We're going to stay tuned for that one. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a live stream of that game, and I know there's going to be highlights of that one. And then the Loyal Greyhounds coming in third place over there. Clover Belt East, fun conference, fun girls conference to watch. Teams evenly matched, and everybody's out having a good time there for sure. Continuing on here, girls basketball conference standings right here. And again, guys, we are early in this basketball season. This is subject to change, and if I could guarantee anything, I could almost guarantee these standings are going to probably change a lot throughout the year. Merriwood North, Abbotsford, 5-2, and Prentice at 5-2, both locking up at a 7-2 overall mark. And watch for those two teams in the Merriwood North. In the Merriwood South, girls basketball, Stratford Tigers. How about the Stratford Tigers? Beat Newman Catholic earlier this year, so as of now, both those teams 6-1 in conference, and I think those two may be battling it out here throughout the season. But the Assumption Royals are in third place. They're 5-2 right now in conference. They're going to have something to say about the Merriwood South title before it's all said and done. And then in the Wisconsin Valley, Wausau West 4-0, Spash 3-0. And those two teams, when they get together, are going to be fun to watch this year. They're going to play each other twice, and it's going to be something else. Those two right there. And the DC Everest also winning record right now in conference at 2-1. They're 4-4 overall. Moving on to boys conference standings in the Central Wisconsin South. Almond Bancroft, talked about them in the rankings a little bit ago. Of course, they're on top of the Central Wisconsin South, 7-0 overall, 4-0 in conference. Rosholt, Pacelli, Port Edwards, Wild Rose, all hanging out right behind them. In the Clover Belt East, Columbus Catholic, talked about them in the rankings as well. 9-0 overall, 5-0 in conference. Columbus Catholic beat Auburndale in a non-conference game. That was an interesting one to watch. Talked to Coach Weinfurter after the game, and he just thought that his team just had such a poor shooting night. But more so, he said Columbus Catholic couldn't miss a shot. He'd like to have a rematch there. Unfortunately, different divisions, that's not going to have a chance to happen in this season anyway. And then Neelsville, 7-2 overall, also 5-0 in conference. Those two teams are going to lock horns twice this year, and those are two can't-miss games when Columbus Catholic and Neelsville get after it as the season goes on. Merriwood North boys basketball, Athens and Phillips, both at 4-2. Rib Lake right behind them, and Prentice right behind them at 3-3. In the Merriwood South, again, those Auburndale Apaches undefeated, 6-0 in conference, 6-1 overall. Lost that one at home to Columbus Catholic. Coach Weinfurter, again, though, thinks that he's got a pretty good squad, and why not? They're undefeated in conference, but guess what? So are the Stratford Tigers. 6-0 overall, 6-0 in conference. They're definitely a team to watch. And we talked about Marathon in the rankings, and they come in third place for the time being at 5-2. I would look for Marathon to climb back up the standings there in the Merriwood South. And then rounding things off in the Wisconsin Valley and rounding things off in boys basketball, DC Everest 6-1 overall, 3-0 in conference, and Spash, Upstart Spash, new coach over there in Stevens Point, and they are 2-0 in conference thus far. Merrill 2-1, and those are the teams with winning records in those two conferences. So again, a lot to watch for. It's holiday basketball season. That means tournaments, classics, and all the things that you're going to want to watch. And of course, you're watching it live because you want to see the buzzer beaters, you want to see those underdogs, you want to see your favorite team win, whatever it is. That's why you're watching, and now is the right time to go and tell your friends where you found this live stream. And tell them right now, because your game is about to begin. You are watching the Hillers True Value pregame show. I'm your host, Jason Zaleski, with the Zaleski Sports Show. Hillers True Value is your Milwaukee Tool headquarters, located on South Central Avenue in Marshfield. No trades needed. Pricing you gotta see to believe, and it all happens at Hillers True Value on South Central Avenue in Marshfield. Let's go to your game. Hey everybody, Jason with the Zaleski Sports Show, and it is time for the Hillers True Value pregame show. Hillers True Value is your Milwaukee Tool headquarters. Hillers True Value, located on South Central Avenue in Marshfield. Again, your Milwaukee Tool headquarters right here in Marshfield. No trades needed. Pricing, you can't even believe it. For almost 50 years, Abbey Bank has been providing financial services to local families and businesses. What makes us different? Our partnership with the communities we serve, helping families grow, helping business grow, and celebrating important moments. With new programs and facilities, support for our youth, and help for those most in need. Abbey Bank invests in its communities and gives back locally. With locations in Abbotsford, Appleton, Medford, Wausau, and Weston, we make banking about you. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Especially those who serve and have served our country and our nation's military with our national anthem. Sportsmanship is expected from players and fans alike. Please root your team on in a positive manner. Let the coaches coach, let the players play, let the officials do their job, and let's have a great game from everyone today. Now, let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First for the Greyhounds. Number 2, Caitlin Lindner. Number 4, Remy Geiger. Number 12, Hannah Poroshak. Number 15, Emily Goodbrand. And number 20, Haley Reith. Loyal is coached by assistants Tony Wilkie, Angie Colmansberger, and Jalen Young. Head coach Mike Reith. And now the starting lineup for the Augusta Beavers. Number 3, Chloe Jacobs. Number 12, Ashlyn Porter. Number 14, Bree Krieger. Number 24, Cameron Grunwald. And number 30, Hannah King. Augusta is coached by assistants Alicia Bolt, Sarah Skorowski, Zach Schradel, head coach Josh Peterson.
Boy.
Augusta Mountains. Three-point basket. Ashley Porter for the Eagles. Augusta foul number 3 for Jacobs. That's her first personal foul, first team foul. Ball was kicked. Remains Loyal basketball. Augusta foul number 12, Ashley Porter, her first personal, team second foul. Augusta ball. Timeout Loyal.
Just a short drive from Marshfield, Chili Implement is your local headquarters for snow removal equipment for your home or business. Take advantage of 0% financing on select make and models. See store for details. The friendly staff at Chili Implement is there to help equip you this season for whatever snow removal needs you may have. Just 10 miles west of Marshfield, Chili Implement, an authorized dealer for Kubota, is located north of Highway 10 on County Road Y in Chili.
It remains against the wall.
Hold it.
Loyal basket, no good ring. Foul penalty for the shot. Loyal foul number 4, Lemmy Hager, her first personal, first team foul. That's the foul number 3, Chloe Jacobs. That's her second personal, 13.
Match up! Roll it.
Three-point basket, Amanda Cresselt for Loyal. It remains against the ball. Loyal will allow bounds. That's the foul number 24, Cameron Greenwald. That's her first personal, 2-4. Augusta has called timeout. That's the foul number 30, Hannah King. That's her first person. Team fifth. Three-point basket. Cameron Grunwald for the Beavers. Belongs to Augusta. Well, that's good round for Loyola. Three-point basket. Grunwald for Augusta. Three-point basket. Caitlin Linder for the Ravens.
White.
Augusta.
Hey, relax, be strong with the ball. Come on, you better than that.
Timeout, Augusta.
What? Right next to you? Yep. Right. Up the door People, they're going to be able to see each other. Oh my, I would have looked at it had like a silver or something like that. A little bit.
Augusta foul 42, Kenny Schroeder. That's her first person, team 6. Three-point basket and a motion of William.
There you go.
Remy Geiger for the Greyhounds. Forward of the three-pointer for Augusta. Oil basket of the Reef. Foul for Remy Geiger. That's her second personal, second team.
Somebody falls like that.
Traveling violation, Augusta won.
Across here.
Best of all. For the Greyhounds. Jump ball. Possession Royal. Loyal foul number 3. Sam Schley, that's her first personal, team third.
I thought that was a charge on my that was
And that is the end of the first half. The West Beaters are 18, the Loyal Greyhounds 27. More basketball to come, folks. Check out the concession stand at halftime. We'll see you in about 10 minutes.
Want to feed your team after work, the game, or this weekend? Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids has tasty, char-broiled burgers for any hungry appetite. From the classic hamburger to the famous Chips Champ and everything in between, check out our daily specials. Stop inside to enjoy your meal with comfortable seating. See our complete menu of burgers, hot ham and cheese, hot beef, chicken and fish, fries, rings, curds, and ice cream served year-round. In a hurry? Same great menu in the drive-thru. Chips Hamburgers in Marshfield and Wisconsin Rapids.
That's always the fun one. You want to stand gets those nutrition work for them. He milks about 125 cows, and they'd like to expand because they'd like to bring more of it. The reason they did their own bottling is to bring more of it because they're right next to a lake. Environmentally, they can't get any bigger. Yeah. Yeah, they got trash. They have bush. There's a reaper plate in milk. Looks like a reaper float. That's not bad. They try to milk a flavor. They just didn't move off the shelf as well. People do like it. They make their own egg. They make their own cheese. Butter. They do all of it out there. You literally go to like all the killers or like Kroger's, Kansas, most of them sell it. A lot of them are owned. You buy the bottle, you pay the deposit, and then you bring it back, you get that deposit
Walker walked in the clock.
It's kind of a neat little deal. One of the few farms around that actually turns the cows out. Yep. Yeah. They got these dog barns. Not the best. So they use so they're transition cows and sick cows. They're all in one pen. Not industrial.
One more.
But like everybody else, they're waiting for price to come up so they can get a little bit extra. Well, it might have been a blessing in disguise. We had a blessing when I had looking down. Well, it's on your day. Thank you. Because over here, we had a blizzard down there. But no, a lot of rain. And it's fought into that barn to go back. So they might be getting insurance money, they might be getting a bill that something a little better.
First.
Yeah. This was
And on Fridays could be a fast.
Because I looked and they had hurricane tires on some of it. He's like, yeah, well they had it on that.
There's some
But
weekends
the
that
thing was held on by smooth pants. That's smart. You put everything else on, but you don't put the tin on very well. Those barn rates come in the 70s. Works.
Send out a group email. There's a lot that gets sent back saying, "Out of the office until January 2nd." But there's
I got your email.
What did you?
Stuff with the I-9 and stuff, which I have all of that because I had to do that for my driver's license. I had to have a Social Security card, birth certificate, driver's alcohol, and all of this stuff. Which I'm trying to figure that out because right now I'm running pictures now for the driver's license, so hopefully the other one comes soon. If not, otherwise probably. Now the picture and send it to her. I'm not sure. Or she's got to get in there. I got to guys in the picture at some point. Scan the note right in.
Yeah, there's an app.
You are.
I've dealt with both of them. The K-State players, I went with them. While we're up there. His name is John. They do well, so they did a short one and they got this one study, and that was all project. John was actually on that one project. And John helped me a lot with his last project. I didn't know that. Well, that's what we said. He was a food science guy. You guys, if you didn't make it, how much food you think the whole building up with rotten food. Yeah, I found the Wi-Fi got rid of all that. Oh, did you? There's peanut butter out there right now.
Was it?
Well, what it was?
You got too much for it.
It was kind of like what you did last night. You took all the treats and we weren't going to eat for this.
I left a couple treats that didn't want it. I got my...
Yeah, we waited, man. I'd have been at the bar. No, I could ask for me.
We begin the second half with the Western possession of basketball. First team foul of the second half. It remains the best of all. Loyal foul number 4, Remy Geiger. That is her third personal foul, second team foul. Augusta foul number 30. That's her second personal, first team foul of the second half. Big basket. Slam slide for Loyal. Loyal foul number 15, Emily Goodbrand. That's her first personal, third team foul. Chloe Jacobs shooting 2 free throws for the Beavers. Missed the basket, Ashley Porter.
That's what I thought. Yeah. What's Cassie? Well, our friend actually, she'd be what, 17? She texted they pretty much on its way, like, moved into position. Time to get the change now. Yeah.
Patience. Wagner.
Doyle foul number 15, Emily Goodran, that's her second personal, team 4. Doyle foul number 30, Alyssa Reed, that's her first personal, team 5th. Anna King, shooting 2 free throws for Augusta. Augusta foul number 12, Ashley Porter, as her second, team second. Offensive foul. Augusta number 3, Chloe Jacobs, that's her third personal, 13 foul. Kennedy Schroeder for Augusta. Doyle foul number 30, Alyssa Reed, that's her second personal, team 6. And the Kings should need 2 free throws for the rest of the night. Loyal foul number 12, Hannah Broshik. That's her first personal, team 7. Chloe Jacobs shooting 2 free throws for the Beavers. Aggressive foul number 24, Cameron Greenwald. That's her second personal, team 4.
We're gonna start you